Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Hari, worry and curry, they exist in the mind. The body is never in a hurry to get out of the bed. It is the mind which is in a hurry to get out of the bed because the mind has to go for work. So the hurry is in the mind. The worry is also in the mind. See, when we go on eating without any control, our body becomes fat, but the tongue never becomes fat. See? So, the worry is also in the mind. And the curry is also in the mind. It is not on the tongue. See? We only imagine that I like this, I like that. Suppose you have got the most sumptuous meals in front of you, and you are just going to start eating. That time you get a phone call, some bad news. Immediately the charm of eating that good food goes away. So where is that attention or attraction? It is not in the tongue, it is in the mind. So if hurry, worry and curry, they are existing in the mind, and if we have to go beyond them, the topic Amma has dictated is going beyond the hurry, worry and curry. And if the hurry, worry and curry is existing in the mind, what we will have to do? We have to go beyond the mind. See, if we have to go beyond the mind, we must know what the mind is. See, it is something like, I tell this Dhruva, get me that control. Now he doesn't know what is the control. So can he get me that? He has to know when we refer to something. In the same manner, we all talk about, I am terribly disturbed, my mind is very miserable, very disturbed. One person came and asked me this about the mind's problem. Swamiji, my mind is very disturbed. I said, show me, where is your mind? No, I can't show. I said, because the mind is not. See, if I ask you, show your head, can you say that I can't show? You can show, this is my head. So where is the mind? So I asked him, I said, okay, I'll talk to you. You reply in your mind, don't tell loudly. And when the last question comes, then you reply. Okay? He said, all right. So I told him, 2 plus 2. Don't tell loudly, keep in your mind. 4 plus 4. Then 8 minus 8. How much remaining? So he said 6. Then I told him, you have already gone beyond the mind. There is nothing that we can talk to you. Our mind is never available to us. Only because we have never given attention to the mind. And to give attention to the mind is all the spiritual practice. See, friends, when we are functioning in this world, doing anything, the result of those actions, where do we search? For example, I am talking to you. Now talking is an action. Speech is a karmendriya. So I am talking to you. Now, the result of my speech, where do I search? There are 3 places where I can see the result of my speech. One, in the field where the action is being done. So I am talking to you, and then I will start imagining where the result of my speech is there. So what will be my approach? That my speech has improved you, changed you, and it will never happen. Where God failed, can any one of us be successful? So the net result will be, I will be frustrated. I have been talking, but you people don't change. The net result, I will be frustrated. This is what happens with all the parents. They want to tell so many things to their children, do so many things for the children, and their complaint is, children don't listen to us. They are not furnitures, you know. If you want somebody should listen to you all the time, you know, I received one beautiful SMS. In India, SMS is a great virus, virulent. Every now and then you get SMS, and I get all the wisdom through SMS. One SMS came, if you want me to listen to you, if you want me to like what you give me to eat, if you want me to do what you want me to do, then you should get married to a dog, not to a man. Because whatever food you give, the dog eats. Whatever you tell him, sit down, he sits down. And if you tell him, go away, he goes away. If this is what you expect out of a husband, you have done a mistake in marrying a human being. See, friends. So our attention is that when I am doing something, that area, that field should change. It will never happen. And then the result is mind is frustrated. Second place, when we do something, where the result goes? The result goes on Mr. I. I am so and so, I have done this thing, I have done that thing, I have done this thing. There is no end to this I. I am a self-made man. You know that? Like an amoeba, without parents I am born. You know. Self-made man. How much this I. See? And this I is very strong in India. Therefore, they have got a bank for keeping the account of your I. And the name of the bank is ICICI. You know that ICICI means what? IC means I am confused. IC means identity crisis. This is what I is. ICICI. And such people, they do so many things in the world, but all the time expecting the world to recognize their greatness. And if it is not recognized, they feel frustrated. About this one example I will tell you, many years before, I was in Calcutta, and my host and an old man about whom I am talking, his hosts were common. Like, you know, here I am the host of Dr. Mahendra, hostile is Amita, hostilities are Dhruva and Sham, and I am hostage. My English is very poor, what can I do? See? So my host and that old man's host were common. And he happened to talk to me. He said, what are you doing here? I said, I am giving lectures. Then he asked me, do you think your lectures on Gita, it will change the world? I said, no, I don't think. Why? When Bhagwan Krishna delivered the Gita, the world has not changed. My lectures will change the commentary on Gita. I don't have that illusion. Then why you are giving? Don't you feel bad about it? I said, I am not a fool. I am very clear. Like the doctors have a prayer, you may not be knowing, but I know. Sarve bhavantu roginaha. If everybody becomes healthy, the doctor becomes unhealthy. In the same manner, we Babajis have another prayer. Sarve bhavantu ajnaninaha. If you all become wise, my market will go away. Who wants? See? I said, I don't want the world to change. The world is perfect as it is. I keep on talking. They continue to be ignorant. My market is maintained. He said, I am finding you a totally different type of Swami. I said, this is manufacturer's defect. I had no choice. It is like this. Then the question comes, no, I had to also ask that old man. I said, Babaji, what are you doing? Because I don't know. I'm sorry if I am asking you this question. I should have known, but I don't know. Okay, I am a social worker. You know who is a social worker? He who has failed in his family life wants to destroy the society, and therefore he becomes a social worker. So he said, I was inspired by Mahatma Gandhi, Vinoba Bhave, when I was in school. Hardly 12th standard or first year I completed. And these two great masters inspired me, motivated me, and they told me, go to the Northeast India and work for the people. That will be your service to the nation. So when I was hardly in my late teens or 20 or 19, I left everything and came to Nagaland. And I have created an institution this way, that way, blah, 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 blah. But today, I have done so much of service for those people. But today, these are the people who are bent upon killing me. They want to destroy that institution. And when he was thus talking total bitterness, see, there are two types of acidities. One is physiological acidity, second is mental acidity. He had the mental acidity. So he was talking so bitter, and he said ultimately, this world is like a dog's tail. Kutte ki dum hai. Then I told him to remove the bitterness from the atmosphere. I told him, I said, Babaji, the beauty of the dog is in the crookedness of the tail. See, imagine a dog with a tail which has got a dish antenna type of tail. Will it look good? See, the crookedness of the tail adds beauty to the dog, exactly the same way. The world is beautiful as it is. But when I have done so much service for the society, if you have served, you can never feel frustrated in your life. See, I was seeing the one gentleman, I don't know who is who, he was bringing that elderly lady with such a great love and care. He was serving. Will he complain? I have done so much for my grandmother or mother, and she even doesn't smile at me. No, it cannot be. A servant is the one who is insult proof. See, friends, suppose I am a servant and Amma is my boss. Why suppose it is true? So she tells me, because I am her servant, before everybody, all of you have come. So the Malik, the owner, always try to show off. So she shows off. Hey, jara pani le aana. Get water for everybody. And me also, get me cold water. So when I am scolded before all of you, you will never have this feeling that I am insulted, because I am a servant. In reply, if I talk to her, Amma, kitna pani piyogi? Tanker ho gaya? If I reply back, it will be insult to her. An owner alone is insulted. A servant is never insulted. May sevaka sachara rupa swami bhagavanta. See, Bhagwan Ram gives this advice to Hanumanji in Ramcharitmanas. If we are really doing anything in this world, where is our attention? To improve the world? If we want to improve the world, we have already declared the world is gone and here I am to improve the world. See, friends. Therefore, when the Lord says, Uddhared Atmanatmanam Natmanam Avasadet, we are here for our upliftment, not for improving the world. Then what about the world? He will take care. He knows how to run his shop. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyam. Therefore, when we do anything in this world, either our attention is on the world to improve, or our attention is on I have done so much for the world. See, friends, to get out of this clutch of I, there is one simple technique. The technique is, whatever we do in this world does not need us. When we were not in this world, there was nothing lacking. When we will leave this world, there won't be any lacuna. Therefore, our presence is most uncalled for. So whatever we are doing, the world doesn't need. It is our necessity that we do something in this world. With this humility when we live in life, then alone this I virus will not become virulent. See, friends. So when we are doing anything, either our attention is on the world or on this I, both the places we get caught up and fall in bondage. We are talking about freedom from hari vari kari. So where the bondage comes, it comes from this mind. Now the third place, when we act in this world, where is our attention? If our attention is on the mind, what should be the attention on the mind? Before undertaking any job, during the performance of the job, and after the job is done, the equanimity and the beauty of the mind remains untouched. If this happens, then we are going beyond hari, vari and kari. See, before we do anything, how much worry? See, I don't know, I am doing this thing. See, somewhere it was probably in India or somewhere, they have asked me to give a series of lectures for 2 years. One lecture per week on Sunday. And the text is to be extremely difficult, not an ordinary text. On that text, I spoke for 74 hours, 74 times, each time 1.5 hours. A very long and very deep topic. So when the person who was very keen about it, like he or she is keen, there was one person who was very keen. And he said, Swami said, okay, we'll do it. And then first day when I went there, he showed me a register. Swamiji, those people who want to come, they'll put their names here. And these are the Sundays which will be coming in next 2 years. And for each day presence, they have to pay 25 rupees so that they can attend. So when he showed me all that, I said, hey, you are very well organized, methodical. Okay, so this is the last talk. He said, why last talk? I said, who asked you to collect money? See, Brahma Vidya is never sold. Narad, Bhagavad Mahapuran, the story comes, Bhakti Maharani and her two children, Jnana and Vairagya. She is young in Vrindavan, but her children are old and dilapidated. So Naradji says, this is not anybody's fault. It is Kali Yuga Mahima. And in Kali Yuga what happens? In Kali Yuga, the sar, the essence of everything disappears. And what are those everything? It starts from satsang. He said, when Hari Katha is done for raising funds, see friends, we live in this world with this clear understanding. Before doing, during the action, after the doing, the mind is at peace. No worry, no hurry. If this is not required to be done, he will stop it. If it is required to be done, he will see that it is done. That kind of commitment and devotion to the Lord is the way by which we can keep our mind at peace. See, once I was having a camp, children's camp in Pune. Those youngsters organized this camp in a school they hired, and they expected 50 children will come. So all arrangements made for 50 children. And when the registration and the children started coming, they were 250. So all their calculations gone wrong. When something goes wrong, what is the best way? To blame others. And when I was observing them, he is blaming her, she is blaming him, going on. I said, hey, for 5 minutes we'll have a nice meeting and then you continue, okay? And I took them in a room. I said, okay, now we are doing this camp, yes. What is the parameter which will determine that this camp is successful? Tell me. One boy, it is already successful. So many people have felt cool. See? Success means crowd. Success means money. Success means appreciation. See, friends. Then I said, very good. Go ahead. No, what is your understanding? Please tell us. I said, okay, my understanding is this. Before doing the camp, as we were inspired, during the camp, inspiration doesn't get corrupted into perspiration and frustration. And after the camp is over, there is no feeling, अगले बार नहीं करेंगे रे बाबा, next time we will not do. This kind of feeling, if it comes, it is a total failure. This is the foundation Bhagavan gives in Bhagavad Gita. Sukha dukhe same krutva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujjasva naivam papam avapsasi. What is the papa? What is the sin? The sin is the hari, worry and curry. The mind is extremely disturbed. See, the mind is disturbed because of the hurry. The mind is disturbed because of the curry all the time. And the disturbed mind is nothing but a storehouse of worry. Therefore, if we want to go beyond, we have to be extremely aware. Whenever we are doing anything in this world, whether we are cooking or washing or giving lecture or listening lecture or going for a walk, doesn't matter what you do, how you do is important. And that how is with reference to where is our attention when we do something. So if our attention is on the world, the field of our action, or if our attention is on I, then we are going the wrong way. We'll be caught up. Now the third place is, if our attention is on the mind. Now be very attentive. See, There is, let us say, Badri Narayan Bhagwan, you all must have gone sometime. If you see only the Vigraha, Badri Narayan Vigraha, when in the morning 4 o'clock they give the Abhishekam, that time, all the Shringar is removed. And, the bath is given, Abhishekam. That time if you see, there is not a trace of beauty in that Vigraha. It's just a stone. And the Panditji tells, these are the eyes, and this is the Bhrugulatta, and this is the Navi, and all kinds of things, because you can't see anything, because nothing is there. Yet, millions of people go only because they have Shraddha, faith in the Lord. Be attentive. On the contrary, if somebody who doesn't have faith in the Lord, he goes there, he will say, oh God, too much of rush here. There is no fun in coming. See, object remains the same. One person is benefited, other is not benefited. That object has nothing to do. Whenever we have respect and reverence, the one for whom we have respect and reverence, that is not benefited. The one who has, he or she is benefited. In this manner, if we want to go beyond Harivarikari and their foundation called as the mind, we have to maintain this quality of the mind all the time. Now, why this quality doesn't remain? Because we have trained our mind to react on every issue. There are two things. One is action, and second is reaction. Reaction is a default settings. Action is not default. See, for example, on the stage, those who come and act, they are called as actors. They are not called reactors. And when they act, what is the way of acting? Whatever they do, they don't mean. See, one boy comes on the stage and he tells the other girl, honey, darling, I love you. No, he knows who is going to love this stupid. But that is a dialogue he has to say. So he says that dialogue. So when he says this dialogue, he doesn't fall in love because he gets his money for the acting, that's it. Whenever we are acting, we get recognition, we get name, fame, money, wealth. And whenever we react, we get only miseries in life. Therefore, to go beyond Harivarikari, one of the simplest technique is don't react in life. Act. Now the question comes, what should I act? What should be the activities of my life? See, in the 3rd chapter of Gita, Bhagavan gives an answer to this. He says, Yajñarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara. Whenever anything is done for the Lord, it is a technique of getting freedom from karma. And how to do that karma for the Lord? Mukta sangas samachara. Samachara, perfection. Mukta sangha, not obsessed with anything. Now understand this point. Whenever we are doing puja or offering anything to the Lord, suppose we have to offer, let us take Naivedyam. So do we tell our child, बेटा देखना वो फ्रिज पे कल की सैंडविच पड़ी होगी, जरा उठा के ले आना, भगवान को भोग लगाते हैं? No. When you have to offer to the Lord, it is the best, unused and fresh. When you have to offer the clothing to the Lord, we don't take the used tissue paper, tadatam samarpayami. No. Whatever we do for the Lord, it is done perfectly and the best. Now bring this attitude in life. Whatever we are doing, remember, we are doing for the Lord. So when we talk, we are talking to the Lord. When we walk, the Lord is watching us, how we are walking. When we think, He knows. The day we become aware of His presence, before we do anything, He knows. Before we talk anything, He hears. Before we think anything, He registers. When we start living in this awareness, then worries will disappear. Because He is taking care. If it is required to be successful, it will be. If it is required to be failure, it will fail. And the failure is required for our evolution. See, friend, there is not a single event in our life which is meant to trouble us. It is meant for our evolution. See, once I went on some hillock, there were many stones, big boulders. And when I was walking, one sculptor came and he looked at the stone and he liked it. Then he started drawing some lines with a charcoal and took his chisel and hammer and started hitting. So the stone which was being hit started crying, "Oh God, why are you torturing me? There are so many other boulders, but only I am the one who is selected for this torture." Every day the sculptor will come, again start, and when the sculptor comes, the stone starts crying, "Oh God, today also he has come, now leave me, why me?" See our questions, why me? Why not? And when a beautiful Krishna came out of that stone, all unwanted things were removed, chiseled out, and installed in a temple. And when millions are coming and saluting, that time that stone turned Krishna was thanking the sculptor. All other stones are there only. Friends, the best in us comes out when there are challenges in life. One of the most important thing is insecurity brings out the best in us. The moment there is security, we get into only indulgence. But if there is insecurity, then only we are committed to the truth. Therefore, the teacher says, Yajnarthat karmanonyatra, whatever we are doing it for the sake of the Lord. And when this is the attitude, then Mukta Sangha, when we do something, those who are perfectionists, they suffer also perfectly. Because what happens? Perfectionists want the whole world to be perfect, and it can never happen. See, God has created this world for fun. We become unnecessarily serious. He created it for fun. And when there will be fun, when there are clashes, when there is a chaos, then there is fun. See, you drive on your roads in America, there is no fun. In India you drive, there is nothing but fun. See, anyway you are going, suddenly one RTO will come. You know RTO means what? RTO means a buffalo. Like a RTO, buffalo can stop your car anywhere. And he will come and stand right in front of your car and look at you. And you honk. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava. Nothing. That's a great fun, you know. Otherwise, going dumb, you put in a cruise and go and create accident. There's no fun in life. God created this world for fun. So what He does, He brings opposite characters together. If the wife is a perfectionist, the husband is a Bhole Baba. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? So one perfectionist wife was telling me, Swamini, you have come now, you please tell him something. He doesn't listen to me. I said, okay, you are giving me food, I have to listen to you. She took me in 2-3 places in our house. Everywhere there was completely burned cigarette with the ashes, like that. See? So I started cleaning. No, you don't clean. I said, you are showing me, so I had to clean it. You are giving me food. No. You see this thing. 2-3 places she showed. I had told him 100 times, don't do, but he doesn't listen. Then you tell him. I said, Mahatma ji, aa jao. Now there is a case against you. I showed him that. He said, Swamiji, I am your follower. Then you told us, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is our house, is it not? Yes. Then if the world is our house, can't this house be an ashtray? Proportionate. See? So the perfectionists expect the world to be perfect. It can never happen. Then what they do? They become perfectly miserable. See, friends, Mukta Sangha, we have to be perfect, but accept the world as it is. See, what a joy it is. Mukta Sangha and Samachara. In whatever we do, be attentive. We have to do anything in life as an expression of fulfillment. Normally we do the things to get happiness. Contrary to that, whatever we have to do it to express happiness, not to get happiness. So if you are walking, walk happily. When a person walks happily, there is a beauty in the gait, there is a confidence, there is a joy. And when somebody is worrying, going and go and dash the tree, oh God, so sorry. Because his mind is somewhere else. Whenever you are happy, you are in the present. And when you are in present, you are one with the Lord. See? A worried person can never be happy because he is not in the present. A worried person is all the time in the future. पता नहीं आगे जाके क्या होगा. अभी तो कुछ हुआ है. आगे जाके क्या होगा. Nothing is going to happen. Therefore, Mukta Sangha Samachara. Let every action express joy. So walk cheerfully and happily. Talk cheerfully and happily. When a person talks happily, the words carry meaning and fragrance. See? Many of us, hardly we talk. We normally bark. क्या चाहिए? किस लिए आया हो? क्यों खड़े हो? बैठे क्यों नहीं? वाह 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 वाह. अरे राम 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 राम. Be cool. See, Mukta Sangha Samachara. Then the bondage born out of karma will disappear. So we have to work on the mind. Yesterday we have seen two aspects of working on the mind, yama and the niyama. Now today we will go further. Out of the 8 chapatis, 2 chapati we ate yesterday. Now the remaining 6 are remaining. We will see them today how many we can eat. Then the third chapati is the asana. See, the whole yoga in the world is nothing but twisting the body. Nobody bothers about straightening the mind. See? And therefore yoga means what? Yoga means twisting the body, put this leg here, this leg here, get locked and then call the fire brigade, please tow me to the hospital. That is not yoga, that is a cartoon of yoga. Simply sitting in one posture for a long period of time cannot be yoga. See, But normally this is what is understood. Yoga means, asana means what? Sitting in one particular posture. That is not asana. I am giving you a reference of Patanjali Maharshi. According to him, the sutra indicating asanam is sthira sukham asanam. Sthira sukham. Your bliss is steady. It is not we sit down for the meditation and then pain here, pain there, pain everywhere. That is not asanam. See, sthira sukham. You sit and you are absolutely in bliss. How you sit is not said. When you sit, you should be absolutely undisturbed. But how it is possible? He gives two techniques. One is prayatna shaithilya. Second is ananta samapatibhyam. Prayatna shaithilya means effortlessness in life. See? If somebody is hard of hearing, he or she has to put lot of effort to listen to. After 5-7 minutes, the one who is putting effort gets tired. And others are normal, not tired. And after the lecture is over, this person will say, Swamiji, you spoke very well. Why? Because he was so tired and thank God the lecture is over. His efforts made him tired. And if we look into our life, what we are doing, we are struggling to prove something to somebody. Alas, we don't know what we want to prove and to whom. I was in Europe and very long flight, Bombay to Europe, almost 6-8 hours. After that flight, we got down and that one European Swami lady, she was supposed to drive me to a church where the lecture was organized. So she was driving me. And after we were supposed to reach there in 3 hours. So when we went halfway somewhere, I told her, I said, Mama, I feel we are going the wrong way. Check. Swamiji, I am here for last 35 years, okay? Don't worry. I said, that is the only thing I can do, so I am doing it. Continue. Then, after some time, she says, Swamiji, probably you are right. We are going the wrong way. So I started chanting, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. What can you do? I said, then why don't you do one thing? You start driving the car in reverse gear. So we'll reach up to that. No, Swamiji, we have to take a U-turn. I said, take then, there is a clearance. No, we can't. It's not like India, I had to go 40 miles and then take a U-turn. All right. We came 1 hour late. 5 o'clock was the lecture. In that church, about 50-60 people were sitting. 1 hour they were waiting. So after I went, got down from the car straight away, even without going to the bathroom. We had a 1.5 hour session. After that, little question answer, dinner. And then I was straightening my legs. Aha! She said, Swamiji, can I be like you? You came such a long flight, 3-4 hours drive, but you are so fresh in your lecture. Everything went off. Why can't I be like this? I want to be like you. Can I be? I said, no, you cannot be. So why? I said, because you don't have beard. Longer the beard, more the wisdom. Lesser the beard, lesser the wisdom. No beard. Then I told her, I said, Mama, your struggle in life is, you are all the time trying to prove something to somebody. Relax. Don't worry. Prayatna Shaithilya. Lesser the efforts we have to put, more natural we are. How simple is the equation? Like initially when we learn driving the car, how hard we hold the steering. And when we have to get out of it, out of the car, we park the car, and when we getting out, we forget that we have to leave the steering there. We uproot and take it with us. No need. But too much of excitement, too much of worries, too much of tension. The same person, after he becomes perfect, then there is no problem. Therefore, it is necessary to attain a perfect posture. What is required is Prayatna Shaithilya. And when we will be effortless, another important example to understand, river is nothing but the movement of water in one direction. Ocean is nothing but the movement of water in all directions. So what is the difference? River, it is a need to reach a destination. For the ocean, it is a fulfillment. Is our life lived needful, or is our life an expression of fulfillment? See, if we have to write an autobiography of our life in one line, Bhagavan Shankara wrote in 4 lines. बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः तरुणस्तावत् तरुणीरक्तः वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तासक्तः परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न रक्तः भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं. Whole life is nothing but fulfilling our desires. We never inquired that fulfillment of desires, is it leading to the fulfillment in life? This is the wrong equation on which we are working. Our equation is fulfillment of desires is equal to fulfillment in life. It is not so. See, friends. And when these things are observed, then we are working on mind. So to attain perfect asana, sthira sukham, we have to remain steadily happy. See? When something good happens, ha ha. When something bad happens, hoo hoo. Constantly buffeted with the waves of joys and sorrows, and we get tired and exhausted. See, friends, therefore it is necessary that we have to work on the mind. So we start from the body. So first, Prayatna Shaithilya, lead your life effortlessly. So how to keep the body effortlessly on the asana? See, for us, we sit in one posture for 5 minutes. Then this starts giving pain. Then we leave this thing. Then we move this side. And then this starts giving pain. Then both the things give pain. Then we hold our legs together lest they may run away. So we hold them together. That also start paining. Then we make, the Shavasana posture, One lady asked me in North Carolina, Swamiji, is it okay if we do meditation by sleeping on the bed? You can see how much, our height of ignorance. See, why this happens? Because Prayatna Shaithilya is not attained. See, how to attain Prayatna Shaithilya? Ananta Samapattibhyam. Get out of cocoon existence and merge in the infinite. It is for this purpose the asana is practice. In the morning class, when Amitabh and those 3-4 few people came, that time we have practiced that. When we sit for meditation, when the body is firm at the base, vertically steady, and totally relax, the mind gives away the shape of the body. When the mind gives away the shape of the body, the mind merges in the total mind. See, if I hold this object in my hand, I don't want to give it up. Somebody may take it. But I have to fill in the immigration form also. So what we do, hold the object and then hold the pen and start writing name, spelling goes wrong, and then handwriting goes awful, and signature we don't recognize our own signature, we submit. Why this happens? Because our hand is influenced by the hold on that object, is it not? Leave that object, original handwriting will come. Exactly the same way, till such time our mind is preoccupied with the body, all the thinking will be with reference to that body. See, is it not the story of Arjuna? Battle was not a problem, killing was not a problem, grandfather was not a problem, guru was not a problem. Problem was my guru and my grandfather. See, therefore, Ananta Samapattibhyam means leave your body identification and merge with the total. It is for this purpose asana is practiced. And when you practice this perfectly well, there will be no effort. You can sit in one asana without movement, without getting tired, very comfortably. The moment efforts are involved, we are not normal. This is the thumb rule. Effortlessness is the insignia of health. Like the word is at ease and dis-ease. What is a disease? When we cease to be at ease. In the same manner, if we are absolutely one with the divinity that we are, we will be effortless. Now for us, we have to put efforts even to smile. See? Because all the time load of worry, the face is such that as if we are Hercules, the whole globe is on the head. Can you imagine Hercules with a smile? See? This worry is reflected on the face clearly. One boy came to ask me some question somewhere. I told him, stand little away, don't come very near to me. Okay. I said, before you ask a question, I want to ask you a question. What is that? Are you married? He said, no Swamiji, but my face is like that. Now, such a person who is constantly worried, frustrated, how can he enjoy life? See? Therefore, asana means come to discover our existence is independent of the body. It is for this purpose our scriptures tell that whatever good or bad things we have in life, joy and sorrows, they are not created by anybody. They are told as our karma phala. See, karma phala comes in the form of only joy and sorrows. There is no third karma phala. See, yesterday or today I was talking to her, and then one of them said, see, because of our destiny or prarabdha, Swamiji comes here. I said, look here, don't change the original scriptures. See, it is not like that. Binu Hari Kripa mile nahi santa. Satsanga comes in our life not as a karma phala. Karma phala comes only two ways, joys and sorrows. There are rich people, they are happy. There are rich people, they are miserable. There are poor people, they are happy. There are poor people, they are miserable. Poverty and riches has nothing to do with the joy and sorrows. They come as a result of our karma phala. See, friends. Now, one person asked me this. Swamiji, I am so fed up of my wife. She tortures me. What should I do? I am so miserable. I said, look here. First of all, stop blaming her. How come? I said, look here. In the last life, you have tortured her. Therefore, in this life, you are getting the dividends. Now you have no way out. And therefore stop blaming her. Okay. Then, now onwards, behave properly with her. Otherwise, next life she is going to come again. Because she is observing Karwa Chauth. 7 janam nahi chhodenge. Now see what is the net result? Net result is we stop blaming others for our miseries. Second thing, we start living our life in a proper manner. Because earlier life, this life, next life. So what happens? Instead of blaming the world, we start leading a responsible life. A person who starts living a responsible life, he alone is working on his mind. Normally what we do, we blame others for our miseries. See? And it is here the seed of worry is sown. पता नहीं लोगों के हस्बैंड कितने अच्छे होते, हमारा देखो. The grass on the other side of the fence is always green. See, friends. Therefore, asana means come to cognize. See, it is so simple, friends. The more you think about it, it becomes easier. Take our body. Our body is not created by us. We may be doctors, yet our body is not created by us. It is our parents' creation. Then the second thing, the body doesn't listen to us. Who wants to fall ill? But the body doesn't listen. You must have seen there are 2 types of people. One is a round figure. Their only aim of life is to reduce the weight. But when they look at the ice cream advertisement, they put on 2 kilos. Very easily. The other extreme is those who are Agarbatti brand. Even if they eat the whole live buffalo, they continue to be Agarbatti. So the body is neither created by us, nor the body listens to us. And yet, I am the gross body. Gujaratis don't have gross body, gross body. You know, our Indian Gujaratis, they have got a very lovely expression. Holma snake che. That means the snacks are in the hall. Holma snake che. And then, when a Gujarati calls his father, he will not call dad, he will say dad. Gujaratis are very sweet. They are sweet to such an extent that they add sugar on the good and then they eat. Yesterday when she gave me the dal, I said I take the sweet dish last. Prayatna Shaithilya Ananta Samapatibhyam. See, friends, when you are laughing, enjoying the joke, that time you are neither man nor woman, neither young nor old. That time you are free from hurry, worry and care. So what is the bottom line? Only this. Remain cheerful and happy. If you as a husband are happy because of your wife, what is your contribution? If you are happy in spite of your wife, hey, then you are a genius. See? And it is in our hands. See? Therefore, asana is not sitting. Asana is to come to discover that our identity is something other than the body. Because when we did some good or bad karma in the last life, that time we were existing without this body. In this body we are existing. And when we do something good or bad, to go through the experiences of those bad or good karma, we will be again in another body. So what is the understanding? Understanding is we are a continuous unbroken existence. Never we were born, nor we die. That is the purpose. See, nobody can claim that I have the experience of birth. Nobody can claim that I have the experience of growth. It is the people for the first time when they call us, Auntie, what is the time? That is the first shock of life. The second shock we get when children, somebody asks, Dadi Ma, baitho aap. Don't call me Daddy Ma, okay? Because we never experience that we are growing, nor we do experience that we have died. And yet, all the time life is worried. What will happen to my wife, to my children, to my property after I die? Worry. So don't worry, ask them. They will reply. We are waiting. We are waiting. See, friends, to get out of this wrong channel of thinking, we have to work on the mind. So first we have seen yama, niyama, then asana. So ananta samapatti means what? Our life is beyond the two limits of womb and the tomb. Our life is not this much. Like many times, we come to a cul-de-sac and get lost. In the same manner, one or good bad experience comes in our life and we imagine this is the end of our life. No. Come out of it. And you can only with proper understanding. So third chapati about the asana. Then comes Ramdev Baba. In our Nepal, they don't say, have you done pranayam? They say, have you done Ramdev? That pranayam has become equivalent to Ramdev Baba. Now pranayam, when it is done, normally people do it only for the sake of health. See, my personal observation, opinion is like this. Health cannot be the goal of life. It cannot be. If you see all the terrorists, they are healthy. Can you imagine a terrorist coming and telling with a gun in the hand, "Ya pakad yaar, jara chamak aa gayi hai." No, they are all healthy. Healthy body alone cannot be the goal of life. But wisdom is the goal of life. See, Bhagavan Krishna describes Sthita Pragya. Arjuna's question was, who is a man of steady wisdom? So, the ultimate of our life is the steady wisdom. If you see our Mahatma Gandhi, there was no physical beauty. If you have to see the ugliest person, it was Mahatma Gandhi. See? There is no body build, only bones wrapped in little bit of lion cloth, and yet he could move the world. Physical strength, health cannot be the goal of life. Therefore, yama, niyama, asana, then we come to pranayam. Pranayam is meant for reducing the thoughts from the mind. Please understand this principle. We keep on eating like the, goats. whole day grazing, what goes inside uncontrolled. And then all that food which goes inside has got, some of it is used for tissue building, some is used for giving energy to the body, and the unwanted metabolic byproducts are accumulated and thrown out of the body. And those metabolic byproducts are of three kinds. Matter is of three types: solids, liquids, and gases. The solids and liquids go through the fecal and urinary system, but the gaseous toxins keep on accumulating in our bloodstream. I am not talking about the gases, I am talking about gaseous toxins which are accumulated in our bloodstream. And they keep on accumulating and go on getting deposited between the two bones wherever there is a joint. And those toxins in period of time start eating the heads of the bones, start dehydrating the synovial fluid. If there is cartilage, cartilage is eaten, and then as the age grows, all the pains, rheumatic pain begins. See, if you break your joints, nothing is broken. What is that sound? These toxins which are accumulated in the form of the gases, they are released. Therefore, when you break your joints, you feel very nice. Why? There is a release from the tension. Now, when we do the pranayam properly, all these gaseous toxins are removed from our body and they are no more available as a stimulant for the mind to vomit thoughts. It is these toxins which are acting as the stimulants for the mind to bring out the thoughts. And when we practice this pranayam properly, these toxins are eliminated from the body and the mind starts remaining cool, less agitated, without efforts. And this prana, which is like a glue between the body and the mind, this pranayam helps us in separating the body and the mind. And when the body and the mind is separated, then the mind does not think with reference to the body. And thus, there is a relative quietness in the mind. It is for this purpose that a pranayam is advised for working on the mind. And when we thus work on the mind, our mind will start remaining effortlessly cool. Today, we are constantly talking not to the world, to ourselves. Observe how much we talk to ourselves. Instead of observing the external maunam with a paper and pencil, stop talking to yourself. You have understood highest secret of spiritual life. Talking to oneself is worry. Talking to oneself is hurry. Before you reach India, you have already paid for the taxi. First reach there and then decide. See? Therefore, when this mind is liberated from association with the body, then alone we can slowly get out of the hurry, worry and curry. Remaining we will conclude in tomorrow's talk. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.